Namaste and welcome. It's Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and in this video we're going to explore the question, do you need to be religious in order to meditate? Now, the reason I'm doing this video is I know that if you're starting out, sometimes it can get a bit confusing, especially if you find information about mantras and gurus and deities when you look up meditation. And for some people, it can actually put them off. And I definitely did not want that to happen. So what I want to do in this video is completely clear that up for you. Okay, so let's get to it. So the first thing we need to explore or understand is, why do we meditate, right? So I'm going to take you back to the Vedic tradition, which is where meditation originated from, and share with you one of the core pillars or principles, which is the principle of oneness. Okay, so what does this mean? You know, you've probably heard the saying that we are all one, all beings are one. So what does this mean, right? So what is said in the Vedic tradition is that you and me, as human beings, we're not this body or this mind or the ego. We're actually the self within. And the self that's within me is also the self within you. That's also the self within all other beings. And that's why we're all one. In fact, this is why yogis practice non-violence, because they know that harming another being is no different to harming themselves. So why would they, right? Okay. So why is this important? What the self, right? The description given of the self is that the self has got a nature, and its nature is pure love, bliss. If you watched my video last week, you saw that I mentioned the description given for the self in the scriptures is a statement that says Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda simply means, Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness. So what it's saying is that the truth is that we are pure consciousness, and the nature of that consciousness is Ananda, or bliss, or pure love. Okay? So as human beings, our true nature is pure bliss and pure love. However, the problem comes in the fact that we are ignorant of this. So it's said that the cause of human suffering is the ignorance of our true nature. So we've forgotten that we're the self within, and instead we believe that we're the body and the mind. It's kind of like, let's say you're playing a video game, right? And you're playing the video game so often that you start to believe that you are the character in that game instead of the real you. It's exactly the same thing. So meditation, essentially, right, is a way of coming back to our true nature. So how does this happen, right? The first reason that we're ignorant of our true nature, you know, it's not so much that we've forgotten our true nature, but rather that our true nature has been covered up by this layer of dirt, essentially. And the dirt that I speak about is all our mental clutter. You know, our thoughts, our fears, our anxieties, our worries, our desires, all that stuff that's happening in our mind 24/7, that mental clutter, is preventing us from seeing what lies beneath, from looking within and realizing that we're pure love. So meditation, in the most simplest way, is just a process of cleaning that mental clutter, of clearing that mental clutter. It's like when you're sweeping a floor to let the floor shine. We're sweeping the dirt from our minds with meditation to let our true self shine through. So that's all it is. Meditation is simply cleaning the clutter in our minds to see what is within, that pure love and bliss. So how can it be a religious activity? It's got nothing to do with religion. So here we answer the question, no, you do not need to be religious to meditate, because it's got nothing to do with religion. It's simply cleaning or decluttering our mind to see what lies within, which is pure love, okay? But why does meditation get confused with religion sometimes? You know, let's explore that as well. The way I see it is, these days on the internet, you know, you do some research about meditation, and one of the most popular things that comes up is using mantras for meditation. And mantra is a very popular tool for, a very popular object of focus for meditation, right? And these mantras often come from the Vedic, the Indian tradition, the Buddhist tradition, and quite often they are associated with gods and goddesses, deities, right? And that's where it can, you know, seem a bit religious. But what people fail to realize is these gods and goddesses, you know, from a meditation perspective, they're simply symbols to remind us of the self. I'll say that again. The gods and the goddesses are just symbols to remind us of the self. They represent the self within. And why do we need these symbols? You know, if I said to you, if I asked you to meditate on the ocean, for example, you can't, because the ocean is so vast that your mind cannot comprehend it. But if I took some seawater, some ocean water, and put it into this bottle, and I said, this represents the ocean, meditate on this instead, then you can. It's very easy, because your mind can comprehend this, your mind can picture this. In the same way, the self is infinite, and remember, it's all beings. It's very difficult to comprehend or meditate on that. So we need symbols, and that's where the gods and the goddesses come in. And that's why they're very popular objects of focus used in meditation. Okay, you're not going to believe what happened. So you can tell I'm in mountains, and a goat just came and chewed, came to the tripod camera and chewed my mic off. That's him right there. Okay, so let's get back to it. So the point I was trying to make is that the gods and the goddesses, the deities, are essentially symbols of the self within. And that is why they're very popular and powerful ways to meditate, because they directly remind you of the infinite, all-loving, all-pervading self, okay? But does it mean that that is the only way to meditate? Absolutely not. You can meditate on anything that you want. You know, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, the ancient sage has been so liberal in terms of giving us objects for meditation. You know, he gives us some recommendations. For example, he recommends using the Om mantra, which I'm sure you've heard of. Om is the universe encompassed in a single vibration. It's also known as the seed of creation that brought the cosmos into existence. And the reason it's so powerful is because that one vibration acts like a vacuum to just clean out the clutter from our mind very quickly and in a very joyful way. It's actually my personal practice and I love it. But that is, you know, mantras are not the only way to meditate, right? There are so many different objects of meditation. The breath, meditating on qualities like love, peace, kindness, abundance, which are qualities of the self, and various other methods, right? So I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm happy to do another video on that. If you want me to, just comment below. But the point I'm trying to make is you do not need to be religious to meditate. Meditation has got nothing to do with religion. It is simply the process of decluttering our mind so we can see the pure love, our true self that lies within. That is all, okay? All right, I just want to say this. If you like this video, if you want to watch more videos like this, head over to meditatewithrishi.com and sign up for free. You'll get access to all my free content. You'll also get access to my free course called How to Meditate Like the Ancient Yogis. So I encourage you, go check it out. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, or you wanna say anything else, just leave a comment below. Peace. Namaste.